When I hear SUNY Plattsburgh, I think of support and togetherness. I never feel alone, and there's always like a community somewhere to go to. I think of activity because we're an active campus with something always going on.
My name's Alex. I'm a business and finance major, and I went to Fox Lane High School. The moment I got here, when I was walking around campus, it just felt like home. Like, it just has that feel to it that other schools don't have.
Now looking back, I was searching for a place that felt like home. And it's not easy to describe why it felt like home here, but it did. And I had this gut feeling that this just was the place for me, and I felt happy here. So many people were invested in my success, and I wasn't used to that in my life, and this felt really good, and I felt really supported.
My name's Julia. I'm a business major, so business administration, global supply chain, management, and human resource. And I graduated from Saratoga Springs High School. I chose SUNY Plattsburgh because the School of Business was so versatile, and it allowed me to have multiple majors and multiple minors and still graduate early, if not on time with the rest of my class.
My name is Matthew Wendler. I'm a junior public relations major, and I graduated as valedictorian at Morris Central School. I chose SUNY Plattsburgh because I wanted something far away. I wanted someplace different. And when I saw Plattsburgh, it was actually the only school I signed up for. I saw it was in the Adirondacks. It had that small town feel, something I was looking for. I grew up in a rural town where there's no sidewalks or really anyone else around. And I just thought it was the perfect place. It had the railroad, the lake.
My name is Eleni Espino. I'm a chemistry major at SUNY Plattsburgh. And the high school I went to was Manhattan Center for Science and Mathematics. So I chose SUNY Plattsburgh because, honestly, if I'm being completely honest, they gave me the best financial aid. So my award summary for my work study, which is what I really wanted coming into college, it was the best out of all the schools that I had applied to. So I was like, oh, ultimately, this was the decision.
So I chose to come here from Brooklyn, and also I kind of weighed out my options with the other schools that I got accepted to, and Plattsburgh was the cheapest among them. It had a really nice and accepting campus feel, and also it was right near a Wendy's, so I was really happy about that.
My name's Xavier Brzett. I major in broadcast journalism and TV and video production. I actually transferred to SUNY Plattsburgh. I knew I wanted to do broadcast journalism, so obviously I was looking for schools that had broadcast journalism. And I did the semester at Oswego, and I was like, oh, this is not what I want to do. When I found SUNY Plattsburgh, I knew a few people that went here, which was great. And it just seemed to be my type of vibe. I checked it out online, and I just applied. I didn't even come in person.
My name is Brandon Brathwaite. I'm a junior here at SUNY Plattsburgh. I'm from Calvary Memorial High School, and my major is Business Administration and Ministry of Information Systems. I chose SUNY Plattsburgh because it's a different environment. I'm from Long Island, so it's not like anything close to it. Everything's clustered over there. There's a lot of things spread out. Everything's in a walking distance.
The University Police Department, it's a law enforcement agency that's on the Plattsburgh State campus. Our goal here is to patrol the campus and keep the campus community, students, faculty, keep everyone safe. We're a 24/7 police department, and we just want to create a better experience here for you guys. We have a lot of community policing programs. We create a lot of events for our community and for our students. We have bike patrol units. We have the K-9 program. We have a lot of students that take up the internship opportunity, as well as the student ambassador program that provides students the ability to get an escort home. I definitely think Plattsburgh is a safe community. That's something that we kind of strive ourselves and promote. We have a very quick response time. If there's something that did happen, I would say our response time is less than a minute, and we're able to get help for you.
Yes, I definitely do feel safe on campus. I feel like nothing really happens in Plattsburgh. Nothing really scary happens, especially when you're coming from somewhere where it's a little more crime-ridden, like the city. It's a very different change of scenery.
My name is Zoe Rice, and I'm from Leicester, Massachusetts. I chose SUNY Plattsburgh because I was recruited here for soccer. So during the recruiting process, I came for a visit, and it was a lot different than where I'm from, which is exactly what I wanted. And so when I came here, I was looking for a school with broadcast journalism. and SUNY Plattsburgh was the only one with that.
Well, I wanted to stay in my hometown. I wanted to be able to help give back to my community. And so that kind of left a few options for me to choose from. And of those all, SUNY Plattsburgh kind of spoke out the most to me, not just because of how close it is to where I currently live, but also because of the various opportunities it offered in terms of the human services courses and majors I could take.
My name is Benjamin Sapulo. I am a music and music arts management major. I graduated from Newark Senior High School, and I transferred from Finger Lakes Community College. So I chose SUNY Plattsburgh for a couple different reasons. My main reason was for the major I went into. I had graduated from Finger Lakes Community College with an associate's degree in music recording technology, and I wasn't really sure what else I wanted to do, and I was looking at my options. I scanned through the SUNY system, and I found that Plattsburgh had the music arts management program.
My name is Ariel Sukram, and I'm a criminal justice and law and justice major with a minor in gender and women's studies, and I graduated from the High School for Medical Professions in Canarsie High School. I chose SUNY Plattsburgh all because of the criminal justice program. I got a letter in the mail saying I got accepted, and I noticed that the criminal justice program offered a variety of classes that I was very interested in.
Hello, I'm Tim Giacchetto. I am a history/adolescent education major here at SUNY Plattsburgh, and I graduated from North Salem High School. I chose Plattsburgh for a number of reasons, but on the academic side, we do have a great education program, and I knew that education was something I'd be interested in, especially in the historical field.
My name is Logan Tolan. I am a finance and business administration major. I am from Stillwater, New York, and I recently attended Castleton University before transferring into Plattsburgh. When I was looking at schools to transfer to, there was a lot of options, and I knew I wanted to get out of my previous program, and I saw that Plattsburgh had a really good business school. My mother went here as well, so she kind of swayed me into checking it out, and once I did a little virtual tour and looked at all the programs the school offered, I think that this was home. The transfer process was really easy. The application was super simple. Once I got admitted, I moved in as soon as I possibly could.
Plattsburgh State has given me a lot over the years, and I wanted to give back, and one of those ways was through coaching. 2 stints. One was 12 years, and now I'm going into my 9th year, my 2nd stint.
Michael Rasklin, childhood education, special education in Garcia High School. My classroom experience has been very good. I started off as a journalism major, and then I switched into the childhood education program, and it was one of the best decisions I've made. The childhood education program is super welcoming, and it's just a really good overall program. It's been the best years of my life. I've met some of my closest friends. The athletics here are super competitive. We played a really good conference, all of us. So it's just a really good overall experience. If you're looking to get involved in athletics, there's plenty of different opportunities, different sports here.
So I do live in the city of Plattsburgh. Plattsburgh, I think, has really grown on me, and I've really come to appreciate this as my home, in part because there's a little bit of everything in or around Plattsburgh. So Burlington, a little bit bigger city. It's just an hour and 15 minutes. You get a beautiful ferry ride on the way there. So I really enjoy that. There's a lot to do in Burlington. And then Montreal, which is, I think, ultimately kind of one of the great cities of the world, period, is an hour and a half away and easy to do on a day trip. So, there's great food in Montreal. There are great museums in Montreal. I'm a big live music person, so I think I saw 9 concerts in Montreal last year, just going up and back in the same day.
Lake Champlain is an astonishing thing just to have right outside your door. Any kind of winter sports are great fun. I'm not great at winter sports, but I'm getting better. But also I love to be out in nature, and there's so many beautiful places right next door. Just to go for a walk, to go for a hike, to walk your dogs.
You have Whiteface, you have Titus, you also have Stowe Mountain in Vermont. Very good skiing up here. If you want to go hiking, you can. If you want to go whitewater rafting, you have Au Sable right over here too.
You've got the 46ers, where you can just hike all the mountains around the area, such as Whiteface and other areas. You've got Au Sable Chasm, which is a beautiful place to go. I mean, honestly, year-round, but more specifically, kind of in the fall time, in my opinion, is a great time to go.
We have Montreal about an hour north of here, and then the beautiful Lake Placid, New York, which is honestly doesn't matter what time of year, there's always something going on in Lake Placid.
and a nice walking downtown and plenty to eat and do down there. My teammate from Plattsburgh Track and Field, he graduated a couple years ahead of me. He's a 3-time winter Olympian. His name is John Daly. He grew up in Smithtown, Long Island, but he was a 3-time winter Olympian in the sport of skeleton. So we were able to watch him in 2010, 2014, and 2018 at the Winter Games, and that was really cool. He's a heck of an athlete and definitely proud to call him my teammate.
Plattsburgh was big enough to meet someone new every day, but small enough to run into familiar faces everywhere I went on campus.
One thing that I can tell you is SUNY Plattsburgh is the right size. And being in the right size, you can develop relationships with the students. You bump on them on the halls. When you do research with them, you actually have conversations. You know their names, which is a great thing. And also in classrooms, sometimes you can actually reach out to them, bring them to your office and have individual conversations and learn about their stories, about their struggles, and if we can help them.
I met people from all over the world, not just New York, not just the United States, but the Caribbean and Asia. And so that was really cool to experience up here in very upstate New York. Growing up in Little Castleton, New York, just south of Albany, I graduated with 76 kids, and I felt like my transition to here was very easy. And I never saw lots of people at one time. I felt like I saw a lot of the same faces, but I still saw a new face every day.
In addition, we have students from different countries. We have students from Africa, like Ethiopia. We have students from Asia, like China. We have students from Latin America, from Vietnam, as well as students from Canada. I can get to know all of the students in my classes after 2 weeks.
I feel like our students know each other, our faculty and staff member know our students, we care about our students. And I'm sure other colleges say that, but it's a palpable feeling that I get on this campus. And I'm always hearing from family members in particular, like, I can't believe people hold the door for each other and say hello to each other in the morning and those kind of things.
I know every single student, graduated from the accounting program and the School of Business in general. And I still connect with the alumni who graduated back from 1985 until the day. They are very successful and they contribute to our students also, creating other opportunities and additional opportunities for the students who are currently on campus.
My name is Nicole Malatino. I am a communication sciences and disorders major, and I went to Massapequa High School on Long Island. Going into college, I just remember being so nervous that I was going to be a number, and I've heard so many stories about how you don't really get to build those relationships with your professors, but it has been the complete opposite here.
We've been through the same things, not identically, but they're very close, and I think I have a good understanding of what they're going through, because the phrase I like to use with the athletes is I was you, and I know what it's like to be successful here, but I also know what it's like to struggle here. And I know what it took for me to turn that struggle into success and what resources I needed. And sometimes I didn't seek them out when I was younger, and I know they won't, so I want to try and help them bridge that gap and bring the resources to them. And so I think it's a really big part of the connection is, I can share stories of my experiences to help them. And I think they appreciate that a lot.
When I think of SUNY Plattsburgh, it was opportunity for me. I was kind of on the bus out. I'm a first-gen college student, so I didn't have a force directing me. It was whatever I thought was right. And SUNY Plattsburgh has been an opportunity for me. Being able to kind of set my path and follow it.
Academically, I was never a student to be on the dean's list or have that 4.0 GPA. I wanted to be, but I realized that, not every student is that kind of student. I think for myself, I got diagnosed with ADHD my last semester of college, and I think that gave me a lot of clarity in being able to not hold so much pressure upon myself that, it's okay. So True Student Support Services
is a federally funded grant through the Department of Education. And our goal is to help with academic supports for students who are first generation, low income, or identify as having a disability. And so we work with them through a variety of support services, whether that is academic coaching, tutoring. We also teach some of the classes in things like math and English to really help set them up for that good foundation moving forward. We also have workshops, peer mentoring opportunities. We help with students and filling out their financial aid, helping them understand how to submit their FAFSA, work with financial literacy. ARO is our Accessibility Resources Office. So with that is where the majority of our accommodations for students come in. So many students in high school may have had an IEP or a 504 plan. We help to make sure that we are able to provide similar accommodations for students, whether that is alternative testing locations, extended test taking time, advocacy in the classroom, note-taking services. We also have a peer mentoring program that helps students with executive functioning concerns. And then we also have a new living learning community for students to be able to identify with a variety of other students that are also a part of ARO.
Coming to college not knowing that anyone in my family never really went to college or graduated college. So I felt like I was here basically, to not only make my parents proud and show them that I'm doing all this in the real world, but also a very good experience for me, coming to campus, learning a lot about living on my own, learning more about the college life.
We've had students who have gone on to do human relations for Nike. We've had people in the White House. We've had people in the British Embassy. It's really quite amazing what our students have managed to do.
They look for or job in the biotech, pharma industry, or go to grad programs. And I have a particular one student that graduated in 2023 in biochemistry, and he is currently a student at SUNY Stony Brook, doing a PhD in biochemistry as well. And we keep in touch, and that's one of the successful stories among many others.
Our facilities are fantastic right now. I think they're some of the best in the Sunyac. We just had a brand new memorial fitness center, wellness center. The workout facilities here are top notch. I haven't seen any better in the Sunyac.
I think the level of Division III sports are the highest they've ever been. And the best example I can give of that is our conference, the Sunyac conference in particular. There's a lot of Division I transfers within the conference, and I think that just shows the kind of level of talent of players coming back to Division III for various reasons, whether it's financial, playing time, location, anything like that.
We want your floor to feel like a little family to you, a little village, if you will. And because we know in communities that people look out for each other, they take care of each other, they support each other, they celebrate with each other, they make each other feel good when bad things happen. We look out for each other, and that's really what we are trying to do, is develop truly a community here in our residence halls.
So I actually work for Campus Housing Community Living. I'm a community advocate on campus, so I've gotten to work with both first year and upperclassmen students. Housing is amazing. There's so many different places to live, and all the residence halls are gorgeous. Most of them are newly renovated. But I think the cool thing about having worked in housing is that you get to build that community with students, but they're like a built-in friend. So get to know them and really just make the most of it, because it's such a different experience that you won't maybe not have later in your life. So just enjoy it while you have it.
A lot of the things I did in high school, I didn't end up doing in college, and some things I did. So in high school, I was in band, and I continued to do that here. I was a band geek through and through, but I played field hockey in high school, and they didn't have that here. So I tried rugby, and I'm still playing today in a rec team, an adult rec team. Also did ukulele club, which I didn't have in high school. TA'd a few classes, was a tutor here. Things that really pushed me out of my comfort zone, but gave me all new experiences and really gave me just a unique experience here as a student.
I ended up auditioning for the musical that was going on my first semester. I got cast in it, so that's really kind of what set me on my kind of music theater friend group community. And ever since then, I just kept trying new things, kept going to different events, and now I'd say I'm
But the underdog Cardinals jumped all over them.
Kemp. At some point on the blue line, shovels ahead to Kilcan, on ahead, into the line, Renner the shot.
What a shot by Andre Lucy!
1-0. Here's Kemp. Kemp comes corner. Kemp throws it in front. Coletta.
Stafford Ice Arena, where the wait is finally over. One team will be leaving the ice tonight as a Sunyac champion, as your Plattsburgh State Cardinals face off against the 3-seeded Cortland Red Dragons. This game has been on the minds of players and fans since October, and the wait is finally over. Cardinals look to defend their Sunyac championship here as they won it last year, and Cortland's looking to get their second as they won it in the first year of the Sunyac. My name is Christopher Gerasi, your play-by-play commentator, and I'm joined by Vinny Ferrari, your color commentator. How are we feeling tonight, Vinny?
I'm feeling pretty good, Chris. I think this is going to be an outstanding game between two pretty good teams, and I'm hoping the Cardinals take this one away.
Absolutely. The Cardinals made their way here after a 7-0 victory over the William Smith Herons. How about that game, Vinny? Were you present for that one?
Yeah, that game was absolutely outstanding to watch. Really impressive game by the girls, and I think that, again, hopefully tonight they're going to be able to do the same thing, just play more lockdown defense like they did last time, more strong offense, and the goaltending has been out of the world this season, so I think it's going to be another good game for the Cardinals.
It's true. Maddie Stetson between the pipes for the Cardinals, and she's been phenomenal this season. Definitely a big contributor to this team's spectacular defense. Now, we know Cortland's here after a 2-1 upset over the Oswego Lakers, the 2 seed, and killed a little bit of a rivalry face-off that could have been for this championship, but there's definitely a bit of a rivalry here as, again, both these teams are playing for their second Sunyac crown. So what must you imagine that's doing to the minds of these players right now?
Well, I think, most of these players know where they've been 2 years ago and the year before. Both of them have won a Sunyac championship, and so both of them are probably going to be playing their hearts out here to see who's really the better team. They're even in terms of having championships, so they want to see who's going to be better this time around.
It's true, and this should be a very big deal for all the seniors in the lineup, too, on this Cardinals team. Ending it on a win would be just spectacular for them, and definitely add some wind to the sails. We'll begin the PA announcements here, and I believe we'll go through the starting lineup, and then we'll have some replays of the William Smith College game following the national anthem.
For the visiting Cortland Red Dragons and your Plattsburgh State Cardinals. And now, let's meet today's starting lineup, sponsored by Brennan Buick GMC. First up for the visitors from Cortland. Starting left wing, the senior, the Wood Shopping Suite, number 7, Candy Arnold. At right wing, a senior from Fairport, New York, number 15, Amy Neal. At center ice, a junior from Toronto, Ontario, number 13, Amy Mahoney. On defense, a senior from Stony Creek, Ontario, number 9, Lindsay Delacour. And a junior from Timmins, Ontario, number 27, Ariane Burkett. And starting in goal, a freshman from Lausanne, France, number 30, Aline General. The Red Rangers, coached by Rick Killigara, in his 10th season, is assistant by...
That concludes the Cortland State lineup as we get into the Cardinals lineup here, and it's definitely quite an exciting one, wouldn't you say, Vinny?
Yeah, definitely. Again, this team has been absolutely outstanding all season, and I'm excited to see who's going to be starting tonight for this lineup here.
Definitely excited. We know Maddie Stetson Stetson's going to be in the net, that's for sure.
100%. She's been outstanding goaltending this season. I don't think, does it save for us? She has an 82 save percentage and 10 wins out of 13.
No, she's got a 95 save percentage.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right.
I think that's 0.82 goals against average.
Wow.
Which is spectacular for Maddie Stetson. Starting lineup here for the Cardinals, we have number 37, Zoe Puck, starting in left wing. Right wing is number 3, Casey Ruggi, coming off of a lower body injury coming into this playoff series, but she's been doing just fine after coming back. It's Molly Ruggi there as well, playing center. Taya Balfour also in the starting lineup, having a phenomenal offensive season. And Sue Ann Cho there as well. And we already talked about Maddie Stetson, and what a season it's been for Maddie Stetson, but absolutely outstanding season for some of these players here. I know Taya Balfour is coming off the heels of her best offensive season yet in her senior year. It's definitely a good way to end it, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a great season for everyone.
Absolutely. Well, we're getting ready to begin the national anthem here, folks, so we'll turn you out to the ice for just a moment.
Sung this afternoon by Plattsburgh's very own Addie Donald.
Live rendition of the national anthem coming here from the Ronnie B as we get ready to begin tonight's game and a little Platty's Day game. How about that, Vinny?
Yeah, pretty fortunate day. I think this is probably one of the biggest events for Plattsburgh throughout the year, and just so happens that another big one is landing right on it, the championship game here between the women's teams.
Absolutely. I remember when I first came here, all I ever heard about was Platty's Day, and it's exciting to eventually see it all. So excited huddle there for the Cardinals as they get ready to try and defend their back-to-back victory here is what they're looking for. Now, both these teams do have a Sunyac crown here. Cardinals had it last year. Cortland had it the year before. This being the third year of the Sunyac, they're looking to take number 3 for themselves. Would have been an interesting rivalry match with Oswego in the mix, but Cortland is here, and I believe that is just adding fuel to the fire that they have also won this award already.
Yeah, definitely. I think both of these teams are going to be looking to bring home their second championship for themselves.
Well, the next 60 minutes of hockey will be the deciding factor in who walks away victorious here. Casey Ruggi on the outside passes to Ruggi. She loses an edge in the Zamboni corner. This one sent around. Ruggi able to get back on her skates here. The left side was Katie Diem. This one now on the near side corner on the Cardinals side. That one's poked away by Sue Ann Cho. Zoe Puck with possession now. She'll take this one over the blue line herself. Expert skating there. Shot passed in. Nearly went in off the skater Ruggi, but no dice on that one. Tapped into play play there by Kasperzak, and we'll get a stoppage. Quick start here for the Cardinals.
Yeah, definitely. That was a crazy move to get around the defense by Zoe Puck, and a great look right in front as well. Right in front, I believe that was Ruji, correct?
Yeah, Ruji on the left side for Puck.
Yeah, perfect positioning there by both of them. Almost had a goal there. I think they just got to keep going at it.
Cortland taking this face off, but this one's bouncing around by the Zamboni corner, eventually coming up in the hands of Owinski. This one sent down for Persinger. Yu overturned. Yu sends this one in. It's deflected off the body. Tessa Morris will send the one down. Was looking for a centering pass there, likely, but it is stopped nonetheless by Eline Giloud, coming out of Nassau, France. Cortland wins this face-off. Genevieve Sabroka taking it up the far side. Urban able to muscle her off the puck.
Great defensive work by Urban there to tangle her up.
This one center on the boards. Found near side by Ferris. Ferris was setting ahead for Francis, unable to get a stick on it as that one sent high. Bouncing around in Cortland's end now. Red Dragons may have an opportunity here. Genevieve Sabroka once again able to keep this one in the Cardinals' end as the Red Dragons take a much-needed line change. Expert skating by Urban to get that one through, and she'll opt to send this one down. That one's taken off the face mag of Giloud. Cortland able to fish this out of their own zone, but Taya Balfour sends it right back. This one is successfully cleared away. Icing is the call as this one's sent down into Cortland's end. We'll get another stoppage here. 17:39 remaining. Shots on goal already at 4 in favor of the Cardinals, and a goose egg for Cortland.
Well, that's sort of been the Cardinals' specialty here throughout the season, is getting an insane number of shots on goal. And that doesn't really matter in the game. What matters is who wins, obviously, but usually it is the Cardinals who comes out on top. And a big part of that is thanks to the shots on goal.
Absolutely. We've seen a lot of success with them in just pure defensive pressure, not allowing their opponent to get a shot off. This one taken across center ice here by Raymond. Excuse me, that's Delacourt. Delacourt around the outside. That one centering pass there would have been a good look, but Keller's able to get a stick on it. Katie Diem into the slot. That one's sent in, and it is stopped by Stetson. A little bit of shoving there after the whistle, but did not go any further there.
I think both of these teams are going to try to wait it out in terms of getting a little bit chippy and scrappy here. Might be a desperate move. You know, if a team is losing, they might do that instead.
Whoever scores first is definitely going to have a big say in which direction the physicality goes in this game. Case and Ruji looking to get a stop on that one, but no dice as this one is still in Cortland's possession. It's sent in by Owinski. Eventually retrieved by Ruji. Ruji over for Ridgie. 2-on-2 here. Ridgie and Puck. Ridgie opts to bank that one off the boards as Puck tries to get after it here. Foot race. Ridgie's tripped up. Excuse me, that was Ridgie tripped up. No call there. Head now for Cortland is Drew Kopech. Poke check takes the puck away from her, and it was Soyoung Yu sending up for Molly Ridgie. Another foot race after the puck here. Jillian Dinsmore catches it before Puck does. Ferris, great play there to keep this one in Cortland's end as the Cardinals take a line change here for the forwards. Kasperzak muscling to keep this in. Urban able to keep it across the blue line, still hasn't crossed, but Tessa Morris will take it across and the Cardinals will regroup here. Keller now on neutral ice, she'll send this one in and we'll get a stoppage.
Well, more just really strong offensive work by the Cardinals here. That's what they do. They've been buzzing so far this whole period. They've had a few good looks. I think that Cortland is going to be a little harder to get it past than last game. I mean, last game we beat William Smith 7-0. So, and I believe we had already scored by this time in the period in that game.
That one was definitely a high-scoring and a quick-scoring affair. Shot on goal from the blue line there by Delacourt. No dice. It's kicked away by Stetson. Sent out to the neutral zone. Bailey McKellar on her horse to catch up to this one, but it's sent back down to the Cardinals' end regardless. Stetson leaves for Balfour. Balfour back pass to Cho. Cho, hard shot up to McKellar, looking for a reception there. No luck on that one, and we'll get another icing.
That really strong line of players we've been seeing all season. Kasperzak, McKellar, and Morris. Each of them have... Morris has 8 goals, Emily Kasperzak has 7, and McKellar has 13 this season.
Impressive season for Bailey McKellar.
Definitely.
This one sliding down to the Cortland end, and no icing here as the Red Dragons opt to retrieve. Taya Balfour, quick to retrieve that one. This one may be a Cardinals opportunity. Shot sent in front is deflected wide. This one now in the Zamboni corner. Chasing after it is Persinger. Persinger tripped off the puck there. Sydney Francis looking for options here. Puck still live, hasn't been covered up. It's really being fought for now. Puck flies into the glass, and eventually Kate Conlon comes out with it. Sends back for Soyoung Yu, the blue line. Brooke Terry, back pass to Francis. Yu working to keep it in once again. This Cardinals forecheck heavily reliant on those defensemen. Soyoung Yu taking it up herself. Now in the Zamboni corner, attempted a centering pass there. That one goes off the skate. Shot there by Conlon, but that one's off the end. Nearly a wraparound for Yu, but no dice on that one. Conlon back pass for Terry. Terry knocks it ahead. Centering pass there, and that one is chipped away and out of Cortland's end.
Cortland's been playing really physical here so far in this first 7 minutes here. I just noticed Sydney Francis get knocked down pretty hard. I'm not sure why that wasn't a call. Could have been interference, but take what you can get.
The physical calls in women's hockey do tend to be pretty tricky, especially if you're coming from men's hockey. There's a different eye for them that I don't fully have yet, I do have to say, when it comes to the like body checking and similar calls. Dinsmore sends this one around. It's retrieved by Puck. Puck passing ahead for Ridgie. That one's lost in traffic. Cortland taking it now. This one deflects off the stick and now in Cardinals' possession. Ridgie sends forward for Ridgie. That one a little too hot to catch up to. Cortland's puck here, Drew Kopak up the far side. That's punched away by Stetson with the glove. Drew Kopak with it once again. Pass back, that's a shot. Great defensive play by Urban as she lays out and gets a stick on it. Another attempted centering shot there by Grace Caracas. No luck there. Dinsmore. Back for Hart, that's a shot. This one now in Molly Ridgie's possession. Ridgie loses that one behind the Cortland net. Now in the neutral zone, Sue-Ann Cho over for Balfour near side. Balfour up for Morris. Morris takes it across the blue line. Morris centering pass, nearly had Kasperzak. Keller loses this one in the Zamboni corner. So now in neutral ice with Sue-Ann Cho once again. Kasperzak fighting hard. Cortland now in possession. It's Emma McLean. McLean over the blue line. McLean looking for wraparound maybe, but opts not to. Eventually finds Bertrand. Bertrand sends it in. Delacourt there. Shot from the neutral zone. That's stopped by Stetson. Left for Balfour. So now taken into the Cardinals' end by Katie Mahoney. On the blue line, that was Awinski with a shot. Not enough wood on that one, but Awinski might have another opportunity here. From the slot, shot. That one, too many bodies in the way as Francis takes this one far side. Francis, Conlon, Terry, 3-on-3. Francis over the blue line. Banks that one behind the net. Brooke Terry nearly had a stick on it. Scrum in the corner. Has this one sailing down to the Cardinals' end. And we'll get an icing.
On the bench, I just want to point out, Taya Balfour for last shift seemed to be in a little bit of discomfort. Maybe it was a blocked shot. I think it might have looked like that. Just something to keep an eye on. She'll probably be back in the game, though I doubt any player is going to choose to sit out, for the rest of this playoff game here.
Not in a game like this.
Yeah.
Neutral ice. You able to send this one back into Cortland's end, make them regroup. Now it's Ella Facette in the neutral zone.
One thing these Cardinals do a really good job of is getting in front of the defenders on the other team. I've noticed that a lot, where they're always just like one step ahead or, jumping right ahead when the puck is coming their way.
Ella Facette, shot. That one sent just behind the net. Ferris unable to keep this one in. Cortland may have an opportunity here. Great defensive play, knocks her off the puck. Haley Hunter loses it to Urban. This one turned over once again, but it looks to be in the hands of Keller now. Ella Facette able to poke that one free from the corner. Now sends forward for Piper Smith. Whiffed on a shot there was Kira Cook. No dice on that one. Pretty much had an open puck to shoot for herself. Attempted centering pass there by Grace Karakis. No one there to retrieve. This one will get sent back down to the blue line. It's Ainsley Delacourt. That's over for Bertrand. Bertrand shot, and that's knocked away with a stick.
That was, I think, Urban on that. Another really good defensive look by her.
Another opportunity here for Cook. Shot, and that's Stetson with a stop. Zoe Puck dives to get that one out for Rogie, and that's going to be a penalty.
It's going to be a trip.
Standout play by Puck to knock the puck ahead for her teammate, and Rogie will be tripped up, and it's going to be a Cardinals power play with 8:47 remaining in the first in the SUNYAC Championship.
And that's something we were talking about before the game here was how good these special teams are for the Cardinals. Not even just their power play unit, but their penalty kill is really good. They stay aggressive and they stay on top of the puck and they pass to each other really well. I'm excited here. Hopefully, I believe they're going to be able to convert on this power play.
Kasperzak shot. That one knocked away with the pad. Puck now lost in traffic, heading for the Zamboni corner. This corner in the Ronnie B is a magnet for scrums. It is no different in the playoffs. Zoe Puck sends over for Taya Balfour, back to Puck. Puck taking this one in herself, leaves for Balfour. Balfour over for Kasperzak now. Kasperzak shot, and that is off the shins of Carlin Bertrand. Kasperzak now over for Balfour. Balfour for McKellar. McKellar back for Kasperzak. Kasperzak, McKellar. McKellar now for Balfour. Balfour shot from the blue line, and that one's off the body once again. Zoe Puck with a backhanded shot there, no looker, but no dice on that one as it sails wide. Kasperzak with it now at the blue line. In for McKellar. Turning spots is Kasperzak and McKellar. Kasperzak centering pass there. Zoe Puck able to retrieve but not shoot. Pretty successful kill here for Cortland. They've prevented most of the shots on goal.
Yeah, I think a lot of the defense there was blocking up the lanes pretty well. I don't think anyone was really able to get a shot off.
Saw a couple of good blocked shots there, I believe, from Carlin Bertrand. Now set ahead for Tessa Morris. Tessa Morris in the Cortland zone on her own. Eventually joined by Ridgie, Terry, Rugi, and Urban. Urban shot from the blue line. That one sent high off the pads. And this one will fly out of Cortland's end. Just 8 seconds remaining on this penalty. It looks like the Cardinals are going to have no dice on this power play. Here's Katie Diem. She'll chip this one in. As Cortland takes their line change, and we're back to even strength.
Yeah, it was a good textbook penalty kill from Cortland there. Just staying on the players, making sure nobody could really pass or shoot, and intercept it whenever you can, send it down. And that's just kind of how it went.
Wasn't a terrible power play from the Cardinals. We did see some good passing play there, but they just weren't able to get any of the shots off that they needed. Kaysen Rugi now far side, attempts to send forward for Ridgie, but she loses the puck on that one. And this one's now in Cortland's possession. Near side, Sophie Hart sends around for Morgan Raymond. Shot there by Sproka. No dice on that one. Centering path is intercepted by Forsyth. Forsyth bank pass for Facette. Facette might have an opportunity here if she's quick enough. That's a poke check by Sproka to break that play up. Forsyth at the blue line, that's a shot. Takes a deflection, nearly went in, but just a bit high. Kate Conlon now back for Soyoung Yu. Shot from the blue line, that one goes off the body of a defender. Yu wraps this one around the board for Conlon. Conlon now at the blue line for Forsyth. Forsyth up to Keller. Keller trying to find Conlon at the back line. Conlon not able to get a stick on it. This one bouncing around in the near side glass in the student seating section. And this one is sent high and away. The Cardinals will have to redo that forecheck. Just 5 minutes remaining here in the first.
Everybody's getting fresh skates on the ice after that long shift in the offensive end for the Cardinals.
Tessa Morris now with it. Unable to keep possessions. Taya Balfour picks it up along the boards. She'll wrap this one around. Sue-Ann Cho retrieving on the opposite end. This one chipped out of Cortland's end, and now back in Cardinal territory as we'll get an icing. It'll be a face-off in Cortland's end with 4 minutes, 35 seconds remaining. Score still 0-0. Shots on goal currently 6-2 in favor of the Cardinals. What do you make of it so far, Vinny?
Well, pretty back and forth play so far, I would say. Almost pretty even. The only thing that's really not is the shots on goal. Is that Cortland hasn't been able to get anything past this Plattsburgh defense, which again, we talked about how good they are, and I think that really lowers the chances because of how great Maddie Stetson is in net too.
So a shot from McKellar, that one sent just behind the net. Cortland now in possession here. Sent ahead was looking for Katie Diem on that one, but no luck there, and we'll get icing once again. 4:15 remaining now in the first. Off in Cortland's end here. Rugi comes out on top. That's a shot poked away by Jalud. Rugi back for Rugi. This one bouncing around in the neutral zone. Fighting for it was Anna Bourne, but this one now in possession of Rugi as she'll send this one in. That poked away. Molly Ridgie now. Back pass for Zoe Puck. Puck sent forward. That's stopped by Ferris. Adriana Urban not able to keep this one in. It's Fanny Annaborn on a rush now. Shot. That one sent off the high post.
Maybe a lucky break there for the Cardinals. They almost had a power play, not a power play, 2-on-1, excuse me.
Yeah.
Cortland almost had a 2-on-1 there, but fortunately it didn't look like they were slow enough. I think they kind of ran out of opportunities really quickly.
Really, really quality look for Fanny Enneborn there. And that one is definitely a scary one for Stetson. They call the post the goaltender's best friend.
Yeah.
Now you see why.
Absolutely.
Set ahead there. Nearly had a look. Was Drew Kopeck. That one. Sent around in front of the crease. No dice there. Here's Brooke Terry. That's a shot. That goes off the shins of Sophie Hart.
This Cardinals offense is having a little more trouble than they usually do in terms of carrying it out of their zone and into the other. Once they get it into the offensive zone, though, they do a pretty good job, I would say, of passing it to each other and, keeping possession.
Their forecheck has been solid, but it is that blue line that gives them trouble. Here's Sue-Ann Cho, and that's kicked away by Jalud. Quality look there for Cho, but no dice on that one. Nearly had a 1-0 game. Shot there is McKellar, and that one goes off the side. Kasperzak looked for the one touch, but no dice on that one. Sophie Hart taking this one out of her own zone. This one's set near side, looking for Kasperzak, but Balfour is able to pick it up. Balfour wraps this one around the boards. Kasperzak rushing to retrieve, but puck fills in. Zoe Puck shot. That is kicked and stopped by Jalud. Jalud has seen some very quality shots and put up even better stops. What did you say, Vinny?
Yeah, absolutely. Like we said, this Plattsburgh team, once they get to the offensive zone, they're able to do a really good job of generating high-quality chances. They just, unfortunately, haven't been able to get past Jalud.
Yes.
And I think, though, I think if they keep buzzing, though, like they have been, then they should be pretty good. Hopefully they can get one on the board before we go into the second period here.
Rugi sends back for Rugi, now for Ferris. Ferris from the blue line, but that's stopped. Bertrand now taking this one. She'll take it across the blue line herself. Back pass there for Enneborn. Shot, and that one's sent wide. And that one is out of play. Just 1 minute, 9 seconds remaining here in the first. Shots currently 9-3, but we've definitely seen some close ones so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a big thank you in order for this Plattsburgh defense here that's been just doing a great job of making sure no shots really reach Stetson. And Stetson as well, just doing a good job of making sure the ones that do get through, like that one shot that went off the high post, again, that one was a little more lucky, but still, good luck by Stetson.
Tessa Morris wraps this one around for McKellar. Keller sends back for Morris once again, but she is not able to get a stick on it. Kasperzak on her horse to retrieve that one. Some stick handling here from Katie Diem to maintain possession. She'll send this one in on her own. Chasing after it, centering pass, no one there to retrieve. Pretty slick behind the back move, but no dice on that one. Hey, that's retrieved. Opportunity here. Shot punched away by Stetson. Fanny Enneborn with her second good look of the night. Stetson says no thank you, and that one is punched into the stands.
And those are those good looks by Stetson that just, she's able to track the puck so well and knock it away whenever she needs to.
Just 13 seconds remaining here. Molly Ridgey and Grace Caracas on this faceoff. This one coming up in the hands of the Cardinals, but currently bouncing around behind their own net. We'll see who takes up possession. That's Zoe Puck. Zoe Puck sends back for Balfour. Balfour over for Cho, and that concludes the first. Well, what a way to get this first period of Sunyac Championship hockey going. Despite a scoreless game, I'd say we've seen our fair share of near misses and close opportunities, haven't we, Vinny?
Yeah, definitely. This game has been pretty back and forth so far. I do think Plattsburgh has been the better team here so far throughout this game. It kind of shows through the shots on goal. And I think a big part of that is, again, like we said, is the defense is doing a really good job of blocking these Cortland players' shots and doing another, again, really good job of just making sure nobody can get a shot through to Stetson.
I believe we'll have a sideline interview coming up in just a few with Ella Facette of this Cardinals team, but definitely an exciting first period so far, and you were saying it was showing the 9-4 score. We'll head you down to that sideline interview just now.
Ella Facette. Ella, how you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Doing good, I'm doing good. Now, you guys are in the same situation as you were last year in the championship. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but in the same situation where you haven't scored until late. But how is the offense looking, and what changes are you looking to make in the next period?
Yeah, I think we got to capitalize on rebounds more. We're getting shots to the net, but I just think we need to crash the net more and just be more aggressive and use our points. If we use our points and get them kind of scattered in the O-zone, we get more opportunities.
Speaking of that defense, only 4 shots on goal. How is that defense looking, and hopefully you can turn that defense into offense? How is it looking?
Yeah, it's good. Our D-zone is good. We work on it pretty much every practice, so it's something that we really focus on and coaches focus on, so it's kind of our strong suit, and it's good that we also have a good goalie keeping us, in the game.
Thanks so much, Ella. Good luck. All right, back to you guys.
Well, thank you very much, Calvin. We hope you enjoyed that sideline in our first intermission interview with Cardinals captain Ella Facette. She's definitely been putting in the work this season. She's had a good performance so far, but currently 0-0 game coming into the first intermission. And what do you make of the play so far, Vinny?
Yeah, again, it's been a lot of back and forth here throughout both of these teams. I think the one issue Plattsburgh has is sort of getting over that hump that is the blue line. That is the only time that they're having an issue with it, but once they get through, they are buzzing in the offensive zone. And I mean, the only chance Cortland has is if they're able to knock the puck out of Cardinals' possession and carry it back the other way.
It's true. We've seen a pretty stout Cardinals defense so far, but even if they get past that defense, they still have to face Maddie Stetson between the pipes. And how about those saves from Stetson?
Yeah, absolutely unbelievable so far in the first period, and that's why she's playing. I mean, this is a championship game. That's why she's here. She's here to win.
That punch save was a championship-type performance. Well, folks, just 12 minutes, 40 seconds remaining until the start of the second period. I'm Christopher Gerasi, your play-by-play commentator. I'm joined by Vinny Ferrara, and we will join you again in just a few. Thank you for tuning in.
Coming up, a hiker was rescued after being missing in the Adirondacks for 3 days. Plattsburgh is preparing for the annual St. Patty's Day, and skiers and snowboarders showcase their skills at this year's Rail Jam. All that, plus weather, entertainment, and sports, coming up on PS News. I'm Grant Hockmuth. And I'm John Vilka. Thanks for joining us today. A missing hiker in the Adirondacks is safe after a dramatic rescue in Essex County. Officials say a 58-year-old man from Mechanicsville was found last Thursday after spending 2 nights out in the snow near Elk Lake in North Hudson. The hiker had planned a 2-day trip but was last heard from Wednesday morning when he was still about 6 miles from the trailhead. His wife reported him missing later that evening, sparking a massive search. 7 forest rangers searched through the night, with more than 20 joining the effort Thursday. Rangers eventually found faint snowshoe tracks and followed them downhill, calling the hiker's name. They located the man just before 3 p.m., and he was airlifted to a hospital with mild hypothermia and frostbite. Rangers say the hiker's determination to keep moving likely helped him survive, and they're reminding winter hikers to pack extra gear, check in with their family, and avoid hiking alone when possible. A major change is coming to one of New York's most popular amusement parks. Six Flags Great Escape in Queensbury is being sold as a part of a multi-million-dollar deal involving several parks across the U.S. and Canada. The company announced it will sell 7 regional parks, including the Great Escape, to EPR Properties in a deal worth about $342 million. the Kansas City-based real estate company will take ownership of parks in Missouri, Minnesota, Michigan, Texas, New York, and Canada. The Great Escape in Queensville will continue to operate, but it will be run under a lease by Enchanted Parks after the sale is finalized. Officials say the deal is part of a larger effort by Six Flags to restructure its business as the company deals with debt and declining attendance at some parks. Company officials say guests shouldn't notice any immediate changes, and all season passes will continue to be honored through the 2026 operating season. Plattsburgh is gearing up for one of the most talked about student traditions, St. Patty's Day. Celebrated students at SUNY Plattsburgh about a week before St. Patrick's Day, the unofficial holiday began decades ago to work around the campus's spring schedule, breaking up spring break. The day typically starts early with themed breakfasts, house gatherings, and plenty of green attire. As celebrations continue, students move between off-campus homes and downtown businesses, with many of the age participants taking part in informal bar crawls. City officials, campus administrators, and local law enforcement say safety is a top priority this year. Increased patrols, sober monitors at student-hosted events, and reminders about responsible alcohol use are all part of the effort to prevent injuries and accidents. Leaders are encouraging students to plan ahead, use designated drivers, stay with your friends, and know their limits to ensure the tradition remains spirited but safe for everyone involved. Enjoy yourselves, Cardinals. Last week, PSTV and the journalism department had the opportunity to participate in a unique disaster preparedness exercise. About 60 emergency responders, health officials, and county leaders gathered for a tabletop drill focused not on sirens and stretchers, but on communication. The scenario: a fictional virus called DC-26 spreading across the country with symptoms ranging from sore throats and fever to unusual hallucinations and tasting cotton candy. Officials from the Clinton County Health Department and CVPH Medical Center worked through how they would share accurate, timely information with the public. Professional and journalism students, many from SUNY Plattsburgh itself, took part in a mock press conference pressing leaders with tough questions. PSTV was the only member of the media there to video record the conference. Some of our own crew were even interviewed by professional media outlets themselves. Emergency leaders called the exercise a big success, saying everyone walked away with lessons that could prove critical during a real-life emergency. Very interesting. This past week, the slopes came to campus as students transformed part of SUNY Plattsburgh into their own winter park. Hosted by the Ski and Snowboard Club, the annual Rail Jam brought big tricks, bold prizes, and big wipeouts, all without leaving campus. From first-time riders to seasoned shredders, the competition turned an ordinary winter day into a full-on snow show. Myself and Michael Hernandez bundled up and headed out to catch up with some of the participants and curators of the event.
This past week, the Ski and Snowboard Club at SUNY Plattsburgh held their annual Rail Jam event outside Memorial Hall. The event welcomes any student interested in competing and even features awards. I caught up with Sasha, an active member of the Ski and Snowboard Club.
I think it is growing. I think our freshman population grew this year. I think SUNY Plattsburgh's finally growing, and I think the more we have this event, the more people hear about it and the more people want to do it. And you know what? It's about having fun. It's not about being perfect, and I hope that they see that. I also hope that they just see that it's just fun to even just come and watch.
Some might find joy in watching. For others like Oliver Mossert, competition is everything.
I want to win. Yeah? I want a podium finisher. Me and my friend Katz and Braden, I want all of us up there. I'm a big freestyle skier. Competition just brings a really good energy. Everyone gets hyped. People start throwing down. I'm super excited to see what people throw.
While competition is always an attraction to occasions like this, the Rail Jam event also utilizes the time to highlight the community within subcultures on our campus.
It's made me find a lot of people with similar interests. Like coming into my freshman year, first year of college, it's nerve-wracking. I had some of my friends ask me to join, and I would love to find a community of people with skiers, especially girls, because it's not something they find very often, but there's a good amount of girls in this group, and I'm glad that I found them and they asked me to join.
Each student's takeaway was unique to them, though. Senior at SUNY Plattsburgh, Maxwell Storms appreciated the aspect of students pushing one another in a positive manner.
Oh man, the camaraderie. One person does a crazy trick, gets everybody hyped to do more crazy tricks, and the dominoes start falling.
A larger crowd and a hill in top shape marked a big improvement from last year's event. But what's behind the transformation?
So each year we want to make it even bigger. The biggest thing that's helped is we moved it from fall to spring, which the snow has just not been in our favor in the fall. But since we haven't been getting as much snowfall, spring has definitely been better. And maintenance, the maintenance crew here has been so helpful. They've been pushing snow for us. Maintenance takes the big trucks, they push up these, so all we have to do is shape it.
Whether they're chasing personal goals or just spreading the word, one thing is clear: this event is drawing people in.
Meet more people, see people do some cool tricks. I don't personally do any park, but I'm gonna do it for the first time ever because I have a group of people that are gonna support me.
Look around, you gotta be here. I mean, we're gonna do it again next year. Sign up, it's free. Let's hit it.
From outside Memorial Hall at the 2026 Rail Jam, Grant Hockmuth, TS News.
But the underdog Cardinals jumped all over them.
Kemp. At some point on the blue line, shovels ahead to Kilcan, on ahead, into the line, Renner the shot.
What a shot by Andre Lucy!
1-0. Here's Kemp. Kemp comes corner. Kemp goes in the front. Coletta.
Welcome back to the Ronald B. Stafford Ice Arena as we get ready to begin the second period of this women's hockey Sunyac championship. Your Plattsburgh State Cardinals currently facing off against the 3-seeded Cortland Red Dragons. 0-0 heading into the second. Definitely an exciting first, though, wouldn't you say, Vinny?
Yeah, absolutely. It was mostly back and forth between the two teams, but Plattsburgh did look really good on their forecheck, like we said. And I think another thing I want to point out is this defense, too, has been really good. Adriana Urban with 3 block shots in one period is really good, you know. It's good looks for Maddie Stetson, too. It's definitely helpful for her.
Absolutely. Well, folks, the Cardinals got to this playoff position here after a 7-0 victory over the William Smith Herons. We do have some replays of that game that we'd like to show you. Here we are. This is Riley Keller assisted by Emily Kasperzak. That was the first of the 7-0 shutout. And that semifinal win. Now this was Kasperzak on her own here from the far face-off circle, goes top shelf on that one, and what a shot from Kasperzak.
Yeah, I mean, this was a really good game for her this last game. She had 3 points in it, a goal and 2 assists, and there's a reason, she's always looking at the net, and that's why.
It's true. Now Bailey McKellar, assisted by Kasperzak and Forsyth. This is the third of Kasperzak's points.
Yeah, again, really, really strong night for her.
A great rip from the blue line there for Forsyth. Coming up next now, this is Piper Smith's goal. This one scored unassisted. Sent into the net, just a solo shot there, and she found twine on that one. Was able to trickle through the pads, reach the back of the net.
Yeah, thank goodness. I think it hopped over the goalie's pad there. Lucky shot her for Piper Smith.
It's the Kate Conlon one, and we were talking about this earlier. We have no idea how this one managed to find the back of the net. She just managed to stuff it under the pads, I guess. That can happen sometimes. It's not always a perfect seal.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what happened. Really good look by Cortland there.
Adriana Urban with a wrapped around shot there. Was able to find the back, and this one is spectacular. Look at this one.
Yep, she's our Cardinal spotlight for the week.
And she's earned it, to say the least.
Yep.
And with 3.5 seconds left, that was Kate Conlon, assisted by Sydney Francis there. What a beautiful tee up. And they said, 3.5 seconds, who cares, Yeah. Might as well tack on a 7th. Why not, right?
Might
Make it
well.
lucky. Speaking of lucky, a bit of a St. Patty's Day game. We have a lot of fans wearing green in the stadium today, and the student section is alive with members of the school participating in all the wonderful festivities that come with Patty's Day and the time of year. And it's great to see. It was definitely a fun walk over here to the field house.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such a great day for these Cardinals here, and hopefully it's that St. Patty's luck that's going to get them this win here.
Hopefully. Well, they're taking the ice now. Cardinals coming back on. Just 45 seconds remaining until puck drop in this second period. Score still 0-0. Shots on goal currently 9-4 in favor of the Cardinals. And we'll see how this spins out for them, if the shots on goal are an early indicator of who may score first, or if we'll be surprised here. Like we were saying, you said that the majority of the possession was dominated by the Cardinals there, and they had an impressive forecheck, but they did struggle with getting it over the blue line. Cortland had a few quality looks, but the ones they did have were really close.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm thinking this is going to be the period that both of these teams are going to start out really strong, and they're both going to be trying to convert here. Again, like we said, a lot of good looks by both teams in the beginning. They're going to be looking to finish them here.
Well, these teams have swapped sides on the ice, and we'll get a closer look at Eileen Gilud, goaltender for the Cortland Red Dragons, as she's put up a pretty impressive performance so far. Faced 9 shots, let none of them in, but she's seen some real quality opportunities. I recall the near wraparound scored goal by Soyoung Yu. She was able to dash over to the other side of the post and get a pad out to stop that one. So it's definitely going to be exciting to see what she has in store for the rest of this championship game. So now in the Zamboni corner. Puck's been mostly in the Cardinals' end since we began this period. Set forward for puck. Puck crosses the blue line on that one, and linesman makes it very clear that it did. Officials for tonight's game, we have Haley Mello, Michael Roberts, Nicholas Smith, and Anthony Saracolo.
Pretty vocal officials so far in this game, but that's good, you know, for a championship. I think a lot of the players want to know so that way they don't make those mistakes of getting an offside call.
You never want to be misconstrued in a playoff game, let alone a championship one.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing I wanted to mention really quick is that, just as we saw right there, the face-offs have been split 50-50% win percentages.
Shot there from Genevieve Sabroka. Nearly had a look. Bailey McKellar now on the outside. This one gets sent back in. Stetson will leave it for you. This one now in the hands of Sophie Hart in her own zone. Back for Kate Conlon. Kate Conlon fighting for it now here on the near side boards. This one picked up by Ferris. Ferris trying to send this one around to Conlon, but no dice on that one. Back in Cortland possession, and it's Dinsmore. Dinsmore sending forward for Sabroka. Sabroka one-on-one shot. That nearly trickled in. Off the leg of Urban, took a nasty deflection, but Stetson was able to kick it away.
Yeah, really good kick save there by Stetson. I think this is where you're going to see, again, like we said, the sort of struggle that it is for the Cardinals to get it out of their own zone and carry it into the next. We did see when the Cardinals had it in the offensive zone, they were buzzing for a little bit. But here we go. Thankfully, Francis is able to carry it out for them.
It's true. City Francis with that brief rush here, but that's overturned now in the hands of Delacourt. Zoe Puck able to keep it in. That's fenced away by Molly Ridgey. Ridgey skating to keep this one in her team's possession. Eventually finds Kaysen Ruggie. Kaysen Ruggie sends around for Zoe Puck. Puck over for Ridgey.
Yeah, this Cortland defense is doing a really good job of sticking on top of the Cardinals, making sure they can't really do anything. That was Ridgey went behind the net there a little bit.
This one sent down nice, covered by Stetson.
Yeah, when Ridgey was going around the net, she kind of was getting chased by a Cortland defender, and that's not what that's what you want to see if you're a fan of Cortland. But I don't know, over here I'm not too happy about it. I want
these Cardinals fans, likely not.
Yeah, I want to see these Cardinals score. No doubt about it, though. They're definitely getting tested here by this Cortland defense.
Kate Conlon and Katie Mahoney both on the face-off. Conlon comes out on top, but this one struggles to leave the Cardinal zone.
Angela Hunter, your license is at the box office. Angela Hunter, your license has been found is at the box office.
Another scrum in the Zamboni corner.
What is it over there? I don't know. I think the ice must be tilted that way.
Some kind of magic always ends with the puck being fought for in the Zamboni corner. Kayla Persinger chasing after this one with Taya Balfour. That's Katie Mahoney losing her stick on that one, but she's able to retrieve. Here's an opportunity. Backhanded shot there by Grace Caracas. No dice on that one. Puck still live behind the net. Anyone's game here. This one eventually trickles out onto the stick of Stuan Cho. Stuan Cho now in the Zamboni corner. That one gets sent out, and that's Sydney Francis attempting to retrieve. Taya Balfour now sends forward for Sydney Francis. Cardinals see what is one of their first rushes of this period. That's a shot by Kate Conlon, but that one's sent wide. Tessa Morris now at the back line. Kasperzak eventually able to get a stick on it. That's shot and gloved by Jalud. And we have 15 remaining here in the second.
Yeah, good moves again, like usual. Kasperzak, good moves and a really strong shot. I think it was too near of an angle for her to get anything really on net. G-Lud was able to glove that one up, unfortunately.
When you're shooting from the red line or in that area, you're very rarely going to have a good angle on it. It's always going to be a tight window.
Banking it off the mask is one of my favorites from those kinds of shots.
Well, that would be a treat to see, actually.
Yeah.
If we saw one go off the face mask, that would make my day. Puck bouncing around behind Cortland's net here. Not a bad look for the Cardinals, as they've been playing this second period mostly in their own zone. And speaking of, it's taken over the blue line. And that is stopped by Stetson. Well, I was talking with Tyler Wood between periods. He's the commentator for the school's athletic department and a far more professional commentator than me, so you can trust his opinion when he was saying that we may see a little goaltender duel here, and that's always a treat to watch.
Yeah, I think that might be what this game comes down to. We've seen that a few times before, too, in the season, where it comes down mainly to the goaltenders and how well they perform. I am curious, though, do you know what happens if after an overtime in a championship game like this, it doesn't go to a tie, does it?
No, it'll never end in a tie.
Okay.
I believe there's a second overtime. I'm not familiar if it goes to a shootout or not. I don't believe there's any kind of shootout regulations, but I think they just keep doing overtime, if I'm not mistaken.
I think that would be the better bet. But, you know, kind of early talk for that.
Urban shot from the blue line, trickles in, no goal! They're saying no goal as that one comes off the post.
I think that one bounced right off the post and danced on the red line right between G-Lud's legs there.
We're definitely going to need a replay of that one. Not my call to make, but I could have sworn I saw that puck cross the goal line. This one lofted in by Urban. What a shot there by Urban. Took multiple deflections and eventually trickled in and found iron. This one sent over the Cardinals' half wall. How about that?
Yeah, that's got to be tough for the Cardinals here. I mean, again, they've had so many good looks here. And unfortunately for them, Cortland has been catching up in terms of shots on goal. So you're kind of wanting to get ahead there, I think. And unfortunately, that one just doesn't go. It looks like it does. But now you just got to keep battling for it, you know. Keep staying busy in the offensive end like they have been. And one of them's going to find their way in. It has to.
Katie Mahoney carrying this one across the Cardinals' blue line, but that'll be offsides. Taken across the line by Katie Diem. One sent over for Mahoney. Katie Mahoney from the slot. Shot. Stopped by Stetson, but that trickles out of the pads, but the play is blown dead. Gonna face off on the Cardinals' end. Shots on goal. Currently 12-8, and it's starting to look a bit more even here for Cortland.
Yeah, definitely. I think, again, they just, once they get it, it's kind of the same thing for both teams, that once they have it into the offensive end, it's hard for the other team to come back out on top of it.
This one sent down to Cortland's end, and we'll get icing. Just 12:35 remaining here in the second, and we've still got a scoreless game.
I'm counting. I think the Cardinals are going to be able to do it soon. I don't know. I feel it in the air. It's the St. Platty's air. I feel it.
Little St. Platty's magic.
Yeah.
Give the Cardinals some luck in this one. Forsythe sends ahead for McKellar. Leaves that for a teammate. Tessa Morris able to keep this one in her own territory. Casper Zach. And she loses possession of this one. There's Drew Kopech up the far side. That's turned over. Casper Zach carries this one across. This one's sent back, and it'll be offsides off the stick of Tessa Morris.
I thought they weren't going to call that at first. I was like, that's...
I was surprised by that too.
Yeah, it took him a second. I saw that. And
definitely a bit of a delay in offsides there.
Yeah. Thank goodness. You know, you hate to see a play develop fully, and then they call it offsides after.
In the neutral zone here. Crushing hit. Sydney Francis absolutely levels Morgan Raymond.
I think that's sort of the spark we need to see right now with this Cardinals team.
Absolutely. I don't know if it's tasteful or not, but I almost want to replay it. That was a crushing hit. Kate Conlon, one-on-one shot. She scores! Kate Conlon makes it 1-0 Cardinals, and the Ronnie B is alight.
Such speed and such great stick work, and what a shot to finish it in the top left corner. Here's a replay of that. First off, Francis breaking up the play, getting it to Conlon, who just moves in and knocks Gila's bottle off the top of the net. Absolutely outstanding shot there.
Well, in terms of goaltending, it seems Aline Gillard was the first to crack in this duel. But quality shot, honestly. Not a lot you can do about that.
Yeah, really. I mean, I think, blocker side, and it's going so high, there's really nothing you can do.
Sue-Ann Cho able to keep this one in.
It's so great to see them draw first blood, too, here in the second period, even though we're pretty much almost exactly halfway through the game. It's still great to see them score first. Hopefully that gets a little wind in their sails, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And you see often with teams that draw first blood will have the success in games like this, especially on home ice.
And a lot more confidence, too, comes with that.
We did see a wonderful diving celly from Kate Conlon after that goal. I'd say she'd earned it.
Yeah, I think so, too. It's probably a nice breath of fresh air for this whole team, really. You know, they've been battling so far really well against Cortland. It's good to finally see it go in, especially after, as many good looks as they've had.
Cho sends forward for Ruggie. Ruggie over the blue line. Waiting, pass to Puck. Puck weighing her options here. Passes back for So-Young Yu. Forsythe sends forward. And Casper Zach was pressed into the wall. Now bouncing around by the far side face-off circle in Cortland's end. This one in the slot, shot by Urban. No, Morris. Shot by Morris there, didn't go anywhere. Too much traffic in the slot. This puck is now held against the boards by Morris. This puck sent down ice, and we'll get a face-off in Cortland's end.
It's good to see also the Cardinals keeping busy in the offensive end and not really laying back or anything, leaning off the gas, you know what I mean?
It's true, you can't get comfortable in a championship game, especially only up 1.
Yeah. I'm hoping they treat this one like last game where they're scoring down to the buzzer with 3.5 seconds left in the game.
Bertrand sends around for Delacourt. Delacourt fighting with Piper Smith. It's Ella Facette who comes out on top. It's Carlin Bertrand with it. Bertrand takes us over the blue line. That one is stopped up, sent back, and we'll get an offsides. Kate Conlon on this face-off. She's got one tonight, the only one on the board so far. Scored earlier in this second period, and that's definitely got to be putting the wind back in the sails of the Cardinals here. They were having trouble getting the puck out of their own zone at the start of this second one. Vinny, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think. And
Kate Conlon, once again, she's got to look pass forward for Francis. Shot. That one lost in traffic. And that's stopped up. Sorry to cut you off there,
no,
Vinny, if
okay.
we saw 2 from Conlon.
That was all Kate Conlon's fault, don't worry.
This one stopped down at Stetson's, and I'll finally let you talk now.
Yeah, well, I think after a whole period of having a struggle between getting the puck out of your zone and also generating offense as well, you know, as we've talked about how good this Cortland defense is, I think it's, again, you know, it's just got to be super refreshing for this team, and it's good for them to see that they are able to put one in past this goalie and that this team is beatable. They just got to work for it more. Kate Conlon is really one of the star players on this team, I would say. So it's great to see her kind of putting them up so far in the second period, or in the game, really.
It's true. She's definitely been heating up in the postseason in the latter half of this season. She's definitely seen a wonderful performance. Zoe Puck along the near side here. Shot, that one sent wide. It's Katie Mahoney. Knocked off the puck in neutral ice. Bit of a traffic jam there in the Cardinals bench. McKellar sends long side for Morris. Morris has options. Shot, that one deflects high. And it's Kasperzak now into the slot. Shot, that one sent high as well.
It's also really great to hear the fans be so vocal too today.
Kasperzak into the slot. That one deflected away again. Despite the current score differential, we've definitely seen a pretty impressive performance for Aline Gillard. Freshman, no less.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
The lights have to be pretty bright on a stage like this.
Yeah, definitely. Probably a little stressful for her coming into, I'm assuming this has got to be her first SUNY AC game, or SUNY AC championship game, excuse me. I'm not sure if she played the last one that they had against Oswego, but nonetheless, I mean, yeah, a really impressive performance from a freshman in her first championship game.
Brooke Terry attempting to get this one into a scoreable position here. Brooke Terry shot, and that's gloved by Gillard.
Yeah, a lot of nice glove saves are coming from Gillard so far this game. And I think what the Cardinals have got to do is the same thing Conlon did on her good opportunity that she had, is just kind of move down and try to shoot blocker side as much as possible.
Shot there from Forsyth. Back shot there, and she scores! Sydney Francis goes 5-hole and makes it 2-0 Cardinals.
Yeah, nice. I think that might have been the St. Cloudie's Day luck we were talking about, where that one just moves straight through the defense, and no luck on Francis' shot though. She's able to put it in. That's all skill right there.
Between the pads, and Sydney Francis makes it 2-0 Cardinals with just 6:15 remaining in the second.
Yeah, beautiful 5-hole shot there from Francis. She's been a player that's also, been buzzing so far in this game. I feel like we've been saying her name a lot. Now she scored, and there's a good reason for that. It's because she's been all over the ice.
Backhanded shot, and she scores! Cortland's not done yet. Katie Diem backhands it in the middle of the PA announcement, and it's a 2-1 game. How about that one, Vinny?
Yeah, I think maybe the Cardinals were a little off their game. Not off their game, but coming off of a goal, putting them ahead 2-0. They just might not have been expecting Cortland to respond so quickly like that. And that was a good look there off the skate and then onto the stick.
Well, just 6 minutes remaining here in the third, and this one's already 10 times more exciting than it was when we started.
Yeah. Cortland's showing that they're not going to lay down easy like the last couple of teams have for Plattsburgh. The Cardinals are going to have to fight for this win.
Seems like it. They were able to take down the Herons 7-0, but Cortland won't go down so easily. Molly Ridgey at the back line. Drew Kopak with it now. Setting forward, looking for Grace Caracas. Kaysen Ridgey trying to find Zoe Puck on that one, but that's turned over to Dinsmore. Dinsmore, shot, kicked away by the pad. Five minutes left here in the second.
I think we're really starting to see this game open up here so far in this latter half of the second period. Both of these teams have been able to...
Ty Balfour, head for Ritchie, 1-0, shot, stopped by Gillard.
Not a bad look. I think she was trying to go for the 5-hole again on the backhanded shot. I think she just got a little too clogged up with the defender on her back.
Had some defenders behind there, and that defensive pressure from behind you can shake things up, definitely. Urban behind the Cardinals net. She sends this one forward, and it's grabbed by Ella Owinski. Someone loses a glove here. That's Kate Conlon.
Yeah.
Urban forward for Terry. Terry, cross ice, finds Francis. Sydney Francis, can she make it too? Shot! And that's in the breadbasket of Gillard.
Sort of another lucky look there for Francis. Weird that it happened twice to the same player, but another puck that just goes straight through defender's legs. Must be them not ready for it, I'm not sure, but that was a good opportunity for Francis there.
Definitely a great up-ice pass to reach Francis on that one. Forsyth, impressive play to keep that one in. Ainsley Delacourt with it now. She chips this one ahead for Caracas. Eventually settles on the stick of Kopak. Shot from the line is Bertrand. That one had smoke coming off of it, but it's stopped by Stetson nonetheless. This one comes out to the neutral zone.
Thank you.
This one's still in the Cardinals' end here. Pass ahead, it's Bertrand. Bertrand's got a look. Shot! Punched away by Stetson!
Wow, what an outstanding save.
A phenomenal save leaves the Cardinals ahead in this one. Well, the Red Dragons have it now. Morgan Raymond up the far side. That one's chipped out of play over the Red Dragons half wall. And how about the last 6 minutes of play?
Yeah, it's been really intense. I think both of these teams are sort of, I'm not sure if it's their comfort levels or just maybe the fact that they're both starting to get a little more assertive in terms of playing the puck, but we've definitely seen this game open up a lot more than we have in the first couple of period.
Tessa Morris, she's got McKellar. Tried to find McKellar on the right side, but no dice.
I think there's a penalty here on Cortland, yeah.
Oh, we're going to see a Cardinals power play in the dying 2.5 minutes of this second period. Yeah, looks like that's Fanny Annamore headed to the box.
Yeah, I think that's a slashing call, and you hate to see that because, well, I mean, we don't hate to see that, but if you're a Cortland fan, you're probably not going to want that with only 2 minutes left in this period. This might put the Cardinals up right before the third, and that could be pretty deflating for a team.
Taya Balfour, shot from the blue line and sent away. Zoe Punk able to kick it back in, but this one's sent back down ice. And you were right, Vinny, definitely not what you're going to want if you're Cortland in this one. And they've already shown that they're still in here to compete. They're still ready to play this game, but a penalty kill is not what you want to be doing in the final minutes of the second while you're down 1.
Yeah, and I'm hoping Plattsburgh can convert here. You know, they didn't on the first one, but I think, again, you know, we've seen this game open up a lot more. I think both teams are kind of getting their footing under them in terms of being able to play in a championship game like this, and that's sort of good now that they have a power play. You want to see what they can do with that.
How about that stop by Stetson before?
Yeah, that save was absolutely impressive. I mean, she really covered most of that entire left side of the net, even though she was coming from the right so quickly.
I'm going to hope we can get a replay on that one.
Yeah.
At some point in this intermission, but we will see. So we puck back pass for Brooke Terry. Brooke Terry unable to keep this one in. She's tripped up there. No call on the play, looks like. Terry takes this one across the blue line. Over for Kaysen Ruji. Forward for Terry. Terry pass across, and that one takes a dangerous bounce across the crease.
Yeah, I thought that would have gone in.
Ruji weighing her options here. Passes forward for Urban. Urban finds Kasperzak. Kasperzak shot off the post. No dice on that one. Kaysen Ruji shot just wide again.
Man, I could have swore that first shot went in on that tight angle shot that we talked about earlier. That would have been insane.
Very nearly. Molly Ritchie from the face-off circle, forward for Urban. Urban behind the net. Now Kasperzak. Shot there by Conlon. This one eventually trickling out to the far side corner. Kaysen Ruji, back for you. You for Forsyth, but that one crossed the blue line. And that concludes the second period. Current score, 2-1 Cardinals. All goals scored this game have been scored in the second. We saw one scored by Kate Conlon, bringing it into the zone herself, and what a shot that was. Absolutely phenomenal. Second 5-hole by Sydney Francis, if I'm not mistaken. Both of those back-to-back in pretty quick succession, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe so. I think quicker than I think we're thinking of.
Yeah, definitely pretty quick on that one. But Cortland not going down easy. I believe it was Carlin Bertrand who tied it up, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, even quicker off of
We'll get a check on that one. But we do have a sideline interview coming up in just a few with Sydney Francis, so we'll send you down there.
Hey everyone, it's Calvin Nelson here with one of the best players of the second period, Sydney Francis, an offensive masterclass, a goal and an assist. How was it working for you? What is clicking so far for you?
I thought it was 27, Carlin Bertrand.
Yeah, we just got to use our speed and use the ice that they give us. We got to chip it by him and stayed after, and it seems to be working for us. And getting the pucks to the net and putting them on
because
the
I knew
net
I was right then.
and
I just
go in.
couldn't remember what I said.
Now, you guys have gotten 2 power plays on the first and second period. Unfortunately, hasn't been going so far for you. Haven't been offensively taking advantage of it. But what is something that you're willing to do if you get a power play in the third period to, enhance this lead?
Yeah, I think we've had good control of the puck on our power play. Just got to get that puck through. We're getting it through the first layer, but not the second. So getting our shots low, getting tips to the net, and just redirect it past the goalie.
Thank you so much, Sydney.
Thank you.
Good luck on the third period. Back to you guys.
We hope you enjoyed that sideline interview with Sydney Francis, and she's the reason the Cardinals are up 1 in this current affair. 2-1 heading into the third period. Shots on goal currently 17-12 in favor of the Cardinals, and I'd say we're looking at a pretty neck-and-neck game, wouldn't we say, Vinny?
Yeah, I would say so. After the first period, it was a little more in favor of the Cardinals, but as of right now, I would say where things are, this is anybody's game, Right after the Plattsburgh second goal, Cortland scored immediately after, I think, and that was sort of to show that they're still here, they're still playing, and that the Cardinals are going to have to unfortunately fight to stay with their lead.
It's true, and that Cortland goal wasn't a muffin either. It was definitely a quality shot, so no luck on Cortland's end. That was a skilled shot that definitely shows they're here to compete.
Yeah.
Cardinals still up 1 heading into the third. 13 minutes remaining until the start of the third period. PSTV, I'm Christopher Gerasi, your play-by-play commentator, joined by Vinny Ferrari, your color commentator, and we'll be back in just a bit. Thank you for tuning in.
Well, I was born and raised in the Adirondacks, born in Lake Placid and raised in a little town called Ontario, New York. And I went to school at Sunyac Lake, but my family's from a Mohawk reservation called Akwesasne. And so growing up, we would frequently go to the reservation to visit family and ceremonies and things like that. And I moved up there when I was probably around 25 years old, and I've been back and forth ever since. And so I always call Ontario home, but I also have a home at Akwesasne, so I'm back and forth. But I always had art in my life from as long as I can remember, really, as a baby. I had art in the family. My father was an art teacher, illustrator. My mother was a wood carver, a sculptor. There was art everywhere, and so I just picked up a pencil, started drawing as a little kid, and then there's a funny story when my mother was cleaning the house one day. It was our living room had a sectional in the corner, and she started moving furniture to clean, and she noticed where there was a curve in the corner. It was like a little cave where I used to hide. And when she pulled the couch back, there was drawings all over the wall. And so rather than getting mad, she bought me a desk, bought me a paper, and just encouraged me to keep drawing. And so there wasn't really a moment when I wanted to be an artist. It just has always been a part of my life, and I just continued with it. I went through high school, took every art class I could, went to college, took art classes, and just kept going. My grandfather was a school teacher, a historian, an artist, and he established a small museum in Ontario back in 1954, and so that's always been a part of my life. And it was there I learned a lot of the legends, the stories, the history when it pertains to Indigenous people. And so that really shaped a good part of my life as I was growing up. And when I moved to Akwesasne, there was community members I would meet, and I was influenced by my surroundings, the Adirondacks, the St. Lawrence River, the people I met, and I'm still influenced by that, as you move along. Each painting's different, I think. It all depends. There's been times when I have no idea what I'm going to do. Put up a blank canvas, and I just take color and start putting it on the canvas, and before you know it, these shapes start to take form, and then these ideas start percolating, and then you're like, oh, that kind of looks like a face this way, and there's other times when I use photographs as reference, And so I might see maybe a person and the lighting's just right. So I'll take a picture and I'll know right away the composition's great for a painting. So there's times like that, and then there's other times when there's a painting like this that take months to complete, highly detailed, a lot of work goes into one painting. And so when I started a painting like that, it generally comes with an idea. And with this one in particular, it was of a dance among the Haudenosaunee or the Iroquois people. It's called the smoke dance. It's kind of like a show dance. It's very fast tempo, fast paced. Men and women both dance. And I wanted to create a painting that showed that movement. And so that was my idea, and then it ended up into a mosaic. You know, as a really young kid, I could always draw faces. I had I guess it was like a knack for faces. And it took time to learn, you know, the technical techniques and how to draw, how to paint. Studied anatomy, then I studied artists. And you combine all those together over the years and you evolve. And I always took it as a challenge because a lot of my earlier paintings, and they're all Native people primarily, they had long hair and the hair would cover their ears because ears are hard to paint. Because you look at an ear and they're really kind of funny looking things. And so I just avoided painting them until finally I says, I have to learn how to paint an ear. And also hands. You know, hands are very difficult to paint convincingly. And I'm still learning. You know, there's always something to learn, and that's why my styles and technique changes throughout the years. Well, I think a lot of artists, myself included, is you want to elicit an emotion, a response, maybe a smile, even a negative emotion. Or I've had some paintings of mine that were such impactful they made people cry. You know, as an artist, that means you're doing your job. You know, when you can have an image that elicits an emotion, a reaction, you've done your job. Whether it be abstract colors, it triggers something in your mind, the viewer. And so with portrait and figurative painting, it's the human face, naturally elicits emotion. So how do you take pigment and paint to create those same emotions on a flat surface? And so for me to have the viewer react to a painting in such a manner, that's rewarding. Then I'm doing my job. Yeah. My name's David Fadden. My Mohawk name is Ganyet Tegel. And that's a signature in all my paintings. I use my Mohawk name. Ganyet Tegel translates to mean patches of snow, because I was born in March, and so patches of snow are coming.
Thank you everyone for tuning in to this week's edition of PS News.
We're your news anchors, John Vilka.
And I'm Grant Hockmuth. Make sure to stay tuned for the next weekly news update, as well as our upcoming shows.
You'll find all of these shows right here on our YouTube channel. Also, make sure to check out our Instagram, @Plattsburgh State TV.
Have a great week, Plattsburgh, and stay safe out there.
Do you play an instrument? Want to jam with fellow musicians? Join the Plattsburgh State Jazz Ensemble. Whether you're into swing, Latin, or funk, the Jazz Ensemble is a fun way to sharpen your skills, meet new friends, and make great music. To sign up, enroll in MUS 394, either for credit or as an audit. Practices are every Tuesday night from 6 to 8 in Myers 300. Find your rhythm. Join the Jazz Ensemble.
I am responsible for over 163 abductions, including Lucky Lindy and Patty Hearst. I have scammed Wall Street over 40 times since 1983, stealing upwards of $2 billion. I've evaded authorities countless times in every country I've sought refuge. And I'm still on the run.
Ah! Miss Bobby, how does it feel to be captured after 35 years on the
let's go. PSTV.
Why'd you do
Always
it?
surprising.
Meet the Plattsburgh State Cardinals Cheer Squad. Our cheer team is a motivated group of athletes striving for growth at every turn. Cheerleading is much more than just a performance. It's about working as a unit to lift each other up. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. Our team is dedicated to building your skills in strength, confidence, and teamwork. So the real question is, Are you ready to cheer? Let's go, Cardinals!
My name is DeAndre, and I do triple jump.
Yeah, I'm Tegan Jump. I am a student athlete on the women's track and field team, and I'm a thrower.
Andrew Krug, associate head track and field coach, assistant cross country coach.
The one thing that's important to me about track and my personal growth is getting better as an athlete and as a person. Because not everybody is perfect, and you just have to work your way up, and then you become the person that you want to be.
We're looking for that discipline and the commitment to everyday training and being there and working to get better. And that will translate well into their lives with schoolwork and eventually careers. So
it's a lot of time management skills. It's a lot of early mornings and late afternoons. But it's fantastic, and I get to practice with a bunch of cool people.
The underdog Cardinals jumped all over them.
Kemp.
At some
now
point,
on the blue line, shovels ahead to kill can on ahead. Into the line, Renner the shot.
What a shot by Andre Lucy!
1-0. Here's Kemp. Kemp counts corner. Kemp throws it in front. Coletta.
Stafford Ice Arena here on the campus of Plattsburgh State, where we get ready to head into the third period of this women's hockey Sunyac championship. Your Plattsburgh State Cardinals are currently up 2-1 over the Cortland Red Dragons, and that was an exciting second period to say the least. We saw all 3 goals of this game scored in the 20 minutes of that second period, and let's take a look at a few of them. First one scored was by Kate Conlon on this one-man rush here. Shoots and scores, sends Linjula's water bottle flying on that one. Top shelf liquor. Absolutely beautiful. And then Sydney Francis goes 5-hole to make it 2-0. Absolutely fantastic shot. Cortland was not done though. They were able to tack one on. Katie Diem threw one on there during the PA announcement of Sydney Francis's goal. We'll see if we have a replay of that one coming up in just a second here. That one was definitely interesting to watch. Here we are. Katie Diem, backhander, ties it up. No, not ties it up, but tacks one on for Cortland. Makes it 2-1 Cardinals. And Cortland's not going down without a fight, it would seem. And what do you make of that entire second period, Vinny?
Yeah, well, it started out kind of slower, but as it went on, this is exactly what you want to see out of a championship game. Both teams are playing super strong, and with the game as even as it has been, even though, obviously Cardinals are up 1, it is still sort of an even game so far. And as of right now, Cortland can come back and make this a tied game, so it's really anyone's to take home this championship, and that's what you want to see. That's what makes it so exciting. I do think they're going to have trouble, though. I mean, unfortunately, we didn't get any replays, but Maddie Stetson, absolutely unbelievable between the pipes.
We had some amazing stops from both these goaltenders, and we were briefly discussing in the first half of the second period before any of the scoring had taken place that we may be in for a bit of a goaltender's duel in this one. We've seen some fantastic saves from either side here. Shots on goal currently 17-12 in favor of the Cardinals. And there was one instance, and I'll see if we have a replay of it at some point, but it was Carlin Bertrand had an amazing 1-0 opportunity. She took a shot on Maddie Stetson, and Stetson just punched it away with the blocker. It was a sight to behold, and I think that perfectly summarizes Stetson's playing so far.
Yeah, this is a really high quality game so far, and again, this is really a championship game. There's nothing else like it. I'm hoping the Cardinals can
Cortland in now. That's a shot kicked away by Stetson.
You almost made me eat my words. I was about to say, I hope the Cardinals can sort of get another one on the board here, get themselves that 2-goal lead back that they had, but lost super fast.
That was Katie Mahoney with a low-down shot at the corner. Taya Balfour briefly loses possession of this one. Suan Cho will send this one in while the Cardinals take a line change. Bailey McKellar just overskates the puck there. As Cortland looks to get this one out of their zone. Bailey McKellar centering pass! Nearly had Tessa Morris there. That puck is sent away into the near side boards. Tessa Morris now for Kasperzak. Back to Morris. Morris shot. That one stopped in traffic. Puck still live. Eventually blown dead here as Gillette covers it up.
Yeah, I saw Gillette looking behind her there after she made the save. I thought maybe it found its way in, but fortunately no luck on this St. Patty's Day.
Haley Hunter, now on the Cardinals end. Catching up to this one is Soyeon Yu. Yu takes this one herself across the blue line. Sends forward for Francis. Francis already has won this game. Back for Ferris. Ferris shot from the blue line. That one takes a bounce, but is eventually covered up. 18 remaining. Third.
Good looks by the forecheck here so far by the Cardinals. I think Cortland's been having a little bit of that issue we've been talking about for both teams, where getting it out of your zone has been the biggest issue. Just showing how strong both these teams are defensively, and I think that the Cardinals have been able to keep possession most of this time, but losing that faceoff might have been a killer.
Zoe Puck with possession now. Sends forward for Kaysen Ruji. Ruji holding this one all on her own here until her teammates eventually fill the Cortland end. And that one takes an odd bounce off of Ferris's skate. Eventually turned over to Anna Bourne. Anna Bourne sends it down ice. It's picked up by Urban. Now over for Kasperzak. Kasperzak ahead. We've seen some fantastic stick work from her. Here's some examples of it. Shot! That one sent just high.
Yeah, there she is, showing her off her stick work there, right as we were talking about it. Good timing, and a good look too, right there. Just going a little high, I think.
Taya Balfour now over for Suan Cho. Suan Cho shot. That one comes off the body of Grace Caracas. Balfour across the blue line. Keller with it now. Keller wraps this one around, but it's caught up too by Kopech. That's a shot there by Caracas and is punched high and away by Stetson.
Yeah, thank goodness. Again, this Cardinal team is just so lucky to have Stetson behind them in the net. She's blocked so many good quality chances, as we've said time and time again. It's hard not to talk about it because of how great it is for this team.
Shot lofted in by Hunter. This one now fought for Hunter. Eventually is able to get a piece of it here. Sends back for Delacourt at the blue line. Fighting for it behind the net is McLean. Sends forward for Bertrand. Bertrand shot, diving block there by Francis to keep that one away from Stetson. Conlon ahead for Forsyth. Forsyth takes it across the blue line. Pass back for Terry. Terry, shot. That one's sent high. big hit there. Ferris takes a spill, but no worse for wear.
She almost had a step there too. That would have been pretty good.
Urban sends this one around for Zoe Puck. Puck up for Ridgie. Puck bouncing around here as Jalud is out of the net. Caught in, slapped in by Cho. Puck able to keep a piece of it. Puck by the circle, now for Ridgie. Back to Balfour, over for Cho. Cho from the blue line, shot. That's blocked up by Persinger.
G. Ludd with no stick there for most of that after she went around the net. She had her stick there for most of that, and I don't think she'll be doing that again.
No, definitely not. She'll try and have an iron grip on it, most likely.
As we mentioned earlier, this is her first championship game as a freshman. Playing as a goaltender has got to be stressful. So.
I'd imagine there's a lot of stress involved for players where this is their first time or potentially their last time looking to a championship.
That's actually a good point too, because they're going to want to finish it on a win.
Absolutely. Dinsmore, shot sent in off the pads to Stetson. This one takes a deflection off the shoulder of Piper Smith and is eventually called for an icing, and this will be taken back down to the Cardinals' end. Shots on goal currently 18-13 in favor of the Cardinals. Score also in favor of the Cardinals, 2-1 with 14 remaining here in the third period.
The Dragons only have one shot in this period so far.
Excellent poke check there by Yu to keep that one in the neutral zone. Taking it over now is Ainsley Delacourt. Delacourt forward for Annaborn. Annaborn losing possession here. Sydney Francis able to keep this one to herself. Francis with it now. Quick skating here from Francis. She took it from one end to herself and one end to the other herself there, and that was a shot that went just wide there by Francis. Another big hit. That one on Grace Caracas.
Yeah, Francis has been a pretty key player in this game so far. She has a goal and had also a lot of other good looks. I'm not sure what that was. Oh, they got tangled up.
Terry taken to the ice on that one. That time by Persinger.
From here, it looked like she was rolling. I couldn't see over the counter.
Jason Ruggie with puck. Puck into the slot. Shot kicked away by Jalud. Puck with it again. Chipped up for Ruggie. Ruggie unable to keep a stick on it as Persinger sends this one out. Opportunity here. Almost one for Kopak once again. We've seen her able to catch up to a good few of these runaway pucks, but she hasn't been able to get many shots off as a result. Ooh, this one comes off the stick of Zoe Puck. She's able to keep it in her end. Is eventually chipped out. You can see the physicality of this game starting to heat up a little bit here.
Yeah, a little bit between both of the teams, but earlier on, I would say it was more Cortland doing most of the physical work in this game, but now both of these teams have started to kind of get a little more aggressive. I think just trying to, for the Cardinals, it's trying to keep their lead, and Cortland trying to get one past the Cardinals to try to tie the game up.
Kellerson's back for Balfour. Balfour wraps this one around. It's Bertrand and Nanaborn. This one gets sent up ice. Balfour with it now. Over for Francis and Terry. Terry back for Francis. Francis shot. Stopped by the glove of Gilloud, and she covers it up. Gilloud was able to knock that one down with the glove and able to cover it up just after. And there was a brief spill there by Sophie Hart. What did you say there, Vinny?
Yeah, that was just, I think, a frustrating time for the Cardinals again. That's sort of how it's been going for most of this game, besides obviously the 2 goals that they have. But most of this time it's just they're able to get it so close to going in.
Shot by Cortland, and it's expertly gloved by Gilloud.
That was a highway robbery by Gilloud right there. I mean, that was an insane glove. I'm not sure how she even got that. I don't know what the confusion is in front of the net here for Cortland. Maybe
absolutely standout performance for Gilloud tonight. This one sent down. It's Drew Kopech. Drew Peck, gotta look. And that is stopped. Unable to get good wood on it.
Yeah, that was great work by Forsyth there, just to get right in front of it and stay in front of the player and the puck, making sure it didn't even get through to Stetson at all.
Forsyth with it now. And the Cortland end all on her own as their team is taking a line change here. Payson Rugi attempting to get a stick on this here. Sent back and eventually finds Ferris. Ferris slap shot from the blue line. That's knocked away in traffic. Urban able to keep this one in. Sends it over for Puck. Puck chips ahead for Rugi. That one lost and neutralized. Kept in by Ferris. Rugi from the slot. Shot. Bit of a misread there by Gilloud, but she's able to keep it out.
Yeah, more high quality chances here. This is what you want to see. They're kind of winding down the clock here.
And this is a long forecheck from the Cardinals, but it ends as that one gets sent across the blue line.
Well, it's still great to see. I mean, they had puck possession for so much of that. I'm not sure how much time that was, but that's just great. And you know, they're still keeping it. They still have it. They just got to work their way back in the offensive zone.
Bailey McKellar over the blue line. That one's sent high and out of play.
Yeah, wow. Well, good shift by the Cardinals there, and I think that's exactly how they want to play the rest of this game. Sort of just keep possession in the offensive end, and look for whatever you can to go in. That's sort of how you want to play it. Cortland is going to be doing their best to get it back the other way and maybe trying to score. They've had a few good looks on some odd man rushes, but nothing's going past these Cardinal. The Cardinal defense has been absolutely outstanding.
Carlin Bertrand sends this one down. It's back in Cardinals' possession. Emily Kasperzak over the blue line. And if anyone can get it to the net from there, it's Kasperzak. Kasperzak, some expert stick handling. Eventually loses that one, finds Taya Balfour out by the blue line. That's turned over now in the hands of Katie Mahoney.
A little bit of a collision between Kasperzak and Balfour.
Francis, 1-on-2, shot, and that's stopped by Gilloud.
She lost her stick there.
This one stopped and covered by Stetson with 7:43 remaining in the third.
Yeah, good call by Stetson there. Who was that coming in hot from Cortland? Good look to cover it up.
I believe that was Dia. Definitely a close chance there.
Yeah, she had the goal earlier in the game, DM, so good call by Stetson to cover that one up.
Absolutely. And Cortland's going to need to tie this one up soon. they want to take it to overtime. Kate Conlon leaves her Soyoung Yu. Kason Ruji able to get in there. Brooke Terry sends that one across the crease. This one now with Kayla Persinger, but that's turned over. And it eventually bounces out of the Cardinals' end. Molly Ridgey taking it across the blue line. She's got Ruji on her left. Ruji shot. Scores! Ruji scores on a deflection off the shin of Cortland forward Haley Hunter. And that has to be a bummer for Cortland.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was such a crazy shot. Let's see, I don't know. It looks like it goes almost, oh yeah, it does. Yeah, I see, okay. Deflected off the shin there. Well, that's definitely a good one from Plattsburgh. That is exactly what they wanted. That's why they've been buzzing this whole time in the offensive end, and that's what happens when you gain, puck possession for most of the time in the period. Great goal by Ruji there.
Number 20, Lauren Ferris. Time to goal, 13 minutes, 7 seconds. Ruji from Ferris. The Plattsburgh goal is sponsored by Chris Consulting.
Well, Cortland's going to have to respond quickly if they still want to have a chance of taking this one to extras. But with that goal by Kason Ruji, this one might just be sealed for the Cardinals.
Yeah, hopefully.
6 minutes remaining here. Xuan Cho across the blue line. Now Taya Balfour. Katie Mahoney, backhanded shot. Stetson puts it away. Ooh. This one's still bouncing around live in the Cardinals' end here. This may be trouble if they can't kill this one. Bertrand trying to find Annaborn on that one. Annaborn pass. Tried to tee up Diem, but no luck on that one. And this one's taken away by Francis, and she's tripped up on the play. No penalties called. Wow. And the fans are in outrage.
I'm not sure if it was because it was kind of like a hit that took her down, but
seemed like a stick in the skates from up here, but again, it's not our call to make. Officials deem fair play here as this one's stuck in a scrum behind Cortland's net.
I think we're going to start seeing a little bit of desperate play here from the Dragons in these last 4 minutes. Probably going to be pulling their goalie pretty soon as long as they can get the any momentum in the offensive end for Cortland. They're going to probably pull their goaltender.
Seems like it. This one sent back for Delacourt. Delacourt head for Kopak. This one chipped high and away for an icing.
If I'm Cortland, I would be pulling my goalie now. That could be the reason why I'm not a coach, but I don't know.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's kind of a hard call.
3:48 remaining in the third, down 2. Definitely a tough call to make.
Yeah.
Centering pass there. No one to retrieve as this one is sent out of the Cardinals' end. Kate Conlon taking a spill there, but still able to get that one over for Balfour.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to have a good enough chance, to be honest, to be able to pull the goaltender. Oh, there she goes, even though...
And Jalud is out of the crease.
Oh, it's a penalty, actually.
Kasperzak and scores!
I don't think there's a penalty on this play.
We have a delayed call here.
Yeah. The ref's arm went up a little while after a hit on a Cortland player. I think it might have been called a trip.
If it's on a Cortland player, we'll still have a goal.
Oh, no, excuse me, I'm sorry. It would have been on a Plattsburgh player.
If it's on a Cardinals player, then I believe that one will be yes.
Yeah.
Brooke Terry is headed to the box, tripping the call. We're still at 3-1.
That's why G. Lud left. I was kind of surprised to see it, and that's what made me look around. I saw the ref's arm up, and then a little bit of a late whistle there, though, after Kasperzak's goal. That's got to be annoying for Kasperzak.
Definitely. And the scoreboard has been fixed here. This is still a 2-goal game.
Well, I'm actually kind of glad that we're going to be able to see this Plattsburgh penalty kill, because they've been great this season. I think they might even score here too.
Opportunity here, shot there by Mahoney. No dice on that one. Anaborn over from Mahoney. Now back to Anaborn. Delacourt taking it in. This one live in front of the net. Eventually bounces out to the corner where it's picked up by Katie Diem. Katie Diem across from Mahoney. Mahoney, shot. Too much traffic in front. Urban's able to get a piece of this one and send it back down.
I'm surprised that Cortland's not pulling their goaltender. I mean, this seems like a really golden opportunity for them, especially considering how much trouble they've had getting it into the offensive zone. You know, so I'm not sure. This is when I would do it.
They have the power play, and I'm not sure they want to risk the empty net, even with a 6-0-4.
Yeah, I guess.
Just 58 seconds remaining in this power play, 2 minutes remaining in the period. Go ahead, Vin.
Yeah, as we said before, this penalty kill is really good. Maybe the coach knows that. Maybe that's why he's not pulling the goaltender.
They've seen their fair share of shorthanded goals this season.
Yeah, more than usual, I would say.
Definitely. Carlin Bertrand. Forward for Dinsmore.
There goes G-Lud.
G-Lud hustles back to the bench, and we're going to get a 6-on-4 here for 35 seconds. That's Bertrand. Now over for Sabroka. Back to Bertrand for Diem. Diem takes up the middle. Diem shot. That one comes off the face mask, I believe, and is sent down on the right side. Well, it's a power play for another 5 seconds. Let's see a shot here by Anaborn. Nearly trickles in, but it just heads wide. This one out of the crease. Jalud still out of her net here. It's currently 6-on-5. Shot from the blue line. This one sent away. Brooke Terry able to get a stick on it, and that's out of the Cardinals' end. Just 50 seconds remaining. Ainsley Delacourt with it now, trying to avoid the empty netter. Kate Conlon looking to get a catch up. If she can put it in, it'd be her second. Kate Conlon able to keep it in, losing the stick in the process. That's Kira Cook with it now. Just 28 remaining. Ferris, shot, score! 4-0 Cardinals on an empty netter off the stick of Ferris, and this one is over. Just 25 seconds remaining.
Yeah, good shot by Ferris. Goes through the legs of 2 defenders on that shot. Absolutely insane. That's threading the needle, I'm sorry. But that is as close as it's gonna get.
Lauren Ferris makes it 4-1 Cardinals. And it's looking like another Sunyac championship here at the Ronnie B.
Excited to see it in 20 seconds. This team will be celebrating. They're already celebrating on the bench a little bit. There was a very loud Molly Ritchie. Championships for this Plattsburgh Cardinals women's ice hockey team. What an incredible season for them, going now 13-1-1 in the conference, 19-6-1 overall with 25 points. This team was absolutely outstanding this season.
Gloves and sticks litter the ice as the net is pushed off its moorings, and it's hugs all around for Maddie Stetson.
Well-deserved too. What an incredible game by Stetson. What an incredible season by everyone.
Now the buckets come off as all the players are ready to properly celebrate the win and hopefully get the on-ice photo taken in just a few. And the trophy is now center ice as well. Up this Ronnie B crowd as the handshake line commences. And it was a well-fought battle there by Cortland, but they just could not take down the Cardinals.
Yeah, they definitely played a pretty strong game, giving the Cardinals some more trouble than they're used to in a game. But they were able to persevere and come out on top, as they usually do.
And it's big hugs all around with, yes, that is, if I'm not mistaken, Emma McLean, I believe, former Cardinal, transferred just this year. She's meeting up with some of her old teammates.
And you love seeing that.
It's always good to see that there's no hard feelings even in situations like this.
She just shook hands with the coach as well.
Fans, at this time, please direct your attention to center ice for the post-tournament award presentation ceremony. On behalf of the Sunyac, we would like to acknowledge the hard work and dedication of all the student athletes who participated in the 2026 Sunyac Women's Ice Hockey Championship. The Sunyac also wants to thank the host, Plattsburgh State, and the fans who came out to support the student athletes over the course of this championship. Congratulations to all the teams and their accomplishments this season. Presenting the awards on behalf of Sunyac is the Conference Associate Commissioner, Megan Cross. At this time, the Sunyac would like to award its Elite 20, an award modeled after the NCAA Elite 90 program, recognizing the true essence of the student athlete by honoring the individual who has reached the pinnacle of competition at the conference championship level in his or her sport, while also achieving the highest academic standard among his or her peers. This year's award are co-recipients: Cortland Senior Katie Dean, a biology major in the 4.0 GPA, and Cortland sophomore Gillian Desmore, an exercise science major with a 4.0 GPA.
Accolades being given to both Gillian Dinsmore and Katie Diem, this Cortland team.
to recognize the all-tournament team members for their performances in this year's Sunyac Championship Tournament. From Plattsburgh, number 19, Kate Cortland.
Is that a hat?
I think it is now.
From Cortland, number 7, Fanny Annable.
Check 1, 2, 3, 4. Check. Check. Yep. Okay.
Fanny Annaborn and Kit Conlon.
From Plattsburgh, number 4,
both receiving their rewards here. Joanna Urban as well.
From Cortland, number 9, Ainsley Delacour. And from Plattsburgh, number 31, Maddie Spencer. And now the tournament MVP from Plattsburgh, number 5, Sydney Francis.
Sydney Francis labeled the tournament MVP for this Cardinals team, and I'd say she earned it.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of good looks tonight, and a goal.
Photo taken here with these.
First, we'd like to congratulate this year's Sunyac tournament runner-up, the Red Dragons of Cortland State. At this time, can the seniors and captains from Plattsburgh State please step forward and accept the Sunyac Championship trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have one little round of applause for your 2026 Sunyac champions, the Plattsburgh State Cardinals.
Richie, the fourth, the Sunyac shower, the first to touch it, but everyone will get a chance tonight with this team as they all get their chance with the trophy. Before graduating seniors must be a very, very big deal for them to win the trophy on their final night here with this team. I'm unsure how the playoffs work following this game if they'll move on to any further tournaments. Do forgive my ignorance. I think regardless of where they end up after this, it is a pretty momentous occasion.
Really, again, really great season from this whole team, and the awards there were well deserved. Conlon, Stetson, and Francis, I think, correct? And there was one more, but well deserved awards nonetheless.
Absolutely. And here, look at the photo taken. That will certainly last a lifetime, and will most certainly hang in the halls of the RNB at some point.
Yeah, they're running out of room on the walls. I wonder where they're going to put it.
Hey, it's a very impressive team.
Yeah.
2026 Cardinals, your Sunyac champions this season of women's hockey.
Yeah.
And that's back-to-back too, correct?
Back-to-back, won it last year. Now they are the two-time champions of this Sunyac, and they robbed Cortland of their second, although not consecutive. But took the opportunity from Cortland.
Out of 3 total SUNY AC championships, they've won 2 out of the 3, correct?
That is true.
Yeah, and I think they're going to continue to win some.
Some cameras here for Sydney Francis. As all the players give the campus K9 some love here.
he looks just as happy that they won.
He knows. She knows what's going on. Good vibes all around for this team. What an exciting game to boot.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely a fantastic way to end it for this Cardinals team.
And that's the way it's been going all season. They've been such an incredibly offensive and also defensive team here. This is exactly how you expect it to go, you know, after a whole season of just mostly shutouts or one goal, you know, the other team scoring only one goal.
It's been a pretty dominant season.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm trying to say.
Some more commemorative photos being taken here with the trophy. Definitely a phenomenal win for this Cardinals team, and definitely gonna. I think it'll have a sway in the Pilates Day celebrations that that end up occurring tonight.
Absolutely, these players are gonna go out and have a rest of a great St. Pilates Day.
And everyone who's watching,
as I'm sure, yeah, a lot of the fans too.
Definitely be headed right back downtown. Right back downtown to make their mark on the city of Plattsburgh. To excuse the lack of commentary in these dying few minutes here, folks, we just want to give the players their time. We'll conclude our broadcast in just a moment.
you go back, you might make it. No, if I no, you're good.
Well, I do believe we have a sideline interview coming up in just a few with a handful of players from the team. I see Kate Conlon, Maddie Stetson, I believe that's Case and Rugi down there. So we'll have that ready for you in just a moment. We will also give you the post-game wrap-up.
Calvin Nelson here with Kate Conlon and Maddie Stenson, the back-to-back Sunyac Conference champions, Plattsburgh State Cardinals. Guys, how are you feeling?
We're feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah, feeling awesome right now, yeah.
Well, both of you played phenomenal. You played great in goal, and you had a fantastic goal. How did it look offensively? You know, not scoring in the first, but second and third, you guys turned it completely around. How did it feel?
I mean, Cortland came out hard. They were aggressive off the bat. We knew it was going to be a tough game today, so getting that first was up for grabs for both teams. So I'm glad we were able to get it first, but it was a good game.
And about that defense, absolutely shutting them out first period. Second period, a louder goal, but third period, again, complete shutout. How did it feel? How did it work?
I feel pretty good. Our defense played amazing. They definitely saved me, protected me, so it's definitely a team effort.
Surely you guys will play in the national playoffs, hopefully, surely. And what is the mindset or expectation that you hold for yourselves in the future?
Excellence.
Yeah, ready to go.
Totally. Is there anything else you want to say? Yeah, all right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good luck. Congrats. Oh.
Thanks, Calvin. We hope you enjoyed that sideline interview with Kate Conlon and Maddie Stetson. Any final thoughts on tonight's game, Vinny?
No, I'm just super glad the Cardinals won on St. Patty's Day, too. No better day to do it. And, again, great game played by Cortland, but fortunately for us, Plattsburgh came out on top. It's been a great season, and I'm glad that's the way it went.
It's true. It was absolutely fantastic. And we have a couple replays of all the highlights of tonight. We'll run through them just now so you get a better idea of tonight's game. Here was this was the first goal scored of the night. Oh no, this is see if we have some of the saves maybe. Well, I'm not sure what that one was.
Maybe we're going to try to get those back?
Yeah, we will have replays coming up in just a second.
All right.
Here we are. This is Kate Conlon. She tacked one on to start the night's festivities.
Yeah, great look right there, in all alone, and a nice high shot above the blocker.
Absolutely fantastic top shelf shot. And then Sydney Francis went 5-hole and made it 2-0 Cardinals.
And I love seeing the crowd pop right after, too. It's just so great.
It's great to watch.
All right, guys. Thank you.
This was the goal scored there by Case and Rugi. That one went off the shin of Haley Hunter. Still not a bad look at all. And that one made it 3-1 Cardinals. And this was the empty netter by Emily Kasperzak.
No, the first one. That was the one that they called back right after because there was a penalty actually on the play.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah,
that's
and
true.
they completely forgot. This is the real empty netter.
This was the real empty netter by, I believe that was Lauren Ferris who sent that one in from the blue line. Made it 4-1 Cardinals. Final nail in the coffin, putting the Cortland Red Dragons away for this season and sealing themselves as the victors of this Sunyac championship, back-to-back no less. Absolutely great to see. Well, we hope you enjoyed those replays, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast of the Women's Hockey Championship game, where your Plattsburgh State Cardinals came out 4-1 over the Cortland State Red Dragons. I'd like to thank everybody here at PSTV that makes these broadcasts possible, and thank you for letting me broadcast for them. It's been an absolute honor. I'm Christopher Gerasi, your play-by-play commentator. I'm here for Vinny Ferrari, your color commentator. As we say, good night, and thank you very much for watching.